Hey guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, and today it's here, my magnum opus. We are doing the Goodreads Choice Awards mystery thriller video. So if you guys are on Goodreads or familiar with booktube, you know that Goodreads is basically an app where you can track your reading, and every year they do the Goodreads Choice Awards where readers can vote for their favourite books. So around the end of November, start of December, they will release the top 20, and then you'll have a few days to vote for that, and then they'll release the top 10, you'll have a few days to vote for that, and then they will release a winner. So they have different categories. This year I am going to be trying to read the top 10 mystery thriller books of 2023. I'm basically comparing my thoughts to the general consensus of the reading population. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. I'm going to be doing lots more Goodreads videos in the future, and I have done a couple in the past. They will all be linked up in the cards throughout the video. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it and jump into me finding out what was going to be in the top 10. Good morning guys. Today is the 14th of November, which means it's the first day of voting in the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I have not seen any of the nominees. I haven't seen anything, so I am super duper excited, and yeah, I'm basically going to react to them with you guys here. And yeah, pretty much, if you guys haven't seen my predictions video, I don't normally plug my other videos, but I would probably recommend you watch that. I'll link it in the cards just for some context on kind of my reactions and stuff if you guys need a little refresher. Basically, this is my predictions for mystery thriller on the screen now. A couple of things I guess that I'm hoping to see. I would love to see the new Riley Sager book, because I don't know whether that's going to be shelved in horror or mystery thriller. I really don't want to see Holly by Stephen King, because that is the fourth book in a series, plus there's like novellas to read, and that might be shelved as horror or it might be shelved as mystery thriller. If it's shelved as mystery thriller, I'm gonna have to read like an extra 5 books for this video, which will not be fun. So who knows what we're going to see. Yeah, I'm just very excited, to be honest. I haven't done like a real-time Goodreads video yet on my channel, so yeah, I'm pretty excited. So I'm going to screen record my screen now, and I'm going to zoom in a bit as well, just so I don't like see loads of stuff at once. And I'm going to click through to the Goodreads Choice Awards round 1, and I'm going to try and find mystery thriller. Okay, here we are. Okay, I can see a couple. Oh my goodness, very exciting. Okay, what's our first 4? Okay, these are all ones that I predicted would be on here. Okay, this is fab so far. I'm very pleased about this. So The Last Devil to Die I actually have read. That is probably in my head, my personal winner, what I'm going to vote for in every round, if I can, if possible. If it does get through. That is the 4th book in the Thursday Murder Club series, which I love. Only one left, I'm very happy to see shelved here. I have that on my Kindle. All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. Also my predictions, God, just so smart. I have that as a library book. It's somewhere over there, but I have that from the library, so I definitely can read that. And All the Dangerous Things I actually have already read. So yeah, we'll move on to the next ones. Okay, this is interesting. So I have some questions for you as well. The Co-Worker by Frida McFadden. I thought that Ward D and The Housemaid were going to be in here from Frida McFadden, or The Housemaid's Secret, I believe, is the 2nd book. So I'm pretty happy that one of hers that isn't the Housemaid series is in here, because that's kind of what I was predicting with Ward D. I didn't have any like notion of which one it would be, so I think that's kind of like a semi-win for me with my Frida McFadden prediction. Karen Slaughter's new book I have not heard of, and this other one I also have not heard of at all. So I'm going to open these both in a new tab so we can kind of talk about it in a second. So we've got Karen Slaughter After That Night, which has got a pretty high rating and 22,000 reviews. I just haven't heard anyone talk about it. And this one has 17,000 reviews and a 4.4. So I don't think this is going to make it through to the 2nd round, just because I haven't got a ton of ratings. But that's interesting. I've literally never even heard of that one before. The River We Remember. Interesting. Okay. These were some of the ones. 3 of these were on my predictions. No Stephen King so far. Very exciting. I think so. We've done what, 8? This is 12. We've got 2 more rows. Happiness Falls by Angie Kim is, I don't know if it's one I consider, but I believe that was a book of the month pick, so I will have to potentially get my hands on that one. It's got 18,000 though, and so I don't know if it will have too much voting through it. What Lies in the Woods I predicted, Good Bad Girl I predicted, and Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers I also predicted, so go me. Okay, still we don't have any Stephen King. Oh my god, this is getting so tense. Okay, Don't Let Her Say I have not heard of either. Interesting. That's got a lot of ratings and a very high rating, so that's interesting. Kate Moss Homecoming I did consider, but I thought this was going to be in historical fiction, so that's interesting to see that one there. The Villa by Rachel Hawkins I did predict, so very pleased about that one. And none of this is true. This is my prediction for a winner. So okay, what haven't we seen? Let me get up my prediction thing. So just to kind of think about ones that I thought would be on here that aren't on here yet. The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, The Maid's Diary, Harlan Coben's book. There was 0 Days by Ruth Ware's not on here, Cheryl Lapina's book, and The Last Word by Taylor Adams, I guess. So interesting. I believe this will be the last row now. Do we have no Stephen King? No, Stephen King. That life is good. Life is so good, you guys. That means Ruth Ware's book hasn't been on here. Oh my god, I cannot remember the last time one of her books wasn't on here. That's crazy. Okay, so we've got The Maid's Diary, which I predicted. This one, who I've never heard of, and The Housemaid's Secret. Oh my god, I am so pleased that we have a double Frida McFadden in here, because that is what I predicted, and I feel like that was a bit of a rogue prediction, but I'm buzzing about that. That is fab. And then Bright Young Woman, I think was a Book of the Month Club pick, but I haven't really heard of it. So I'm going to zoom out now and we can see all of the predictions, all of the results together. Oh my goodness. Okay, very exciting list here. I am very, very pleased about this. So yeah, the only one I guess I'm surprised about mainly is probably the Ruth Ware. Also The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, I was pretty sure would be on here. The Harlan Coben book as well, I was pretty sure would be on here. But overall, this is a very exciting list for me, and I definitely think this could be very positive. So ones I definitely think will make it through: Last Devil to Die, Only One Left, All the Dangerous Things, maybe The Housemaid's Secret. None of this is true. They're kind of my like definites. And then interesting, we've got a really interesting mix here. So I'm going to quickly go through the ones I haven't heard of before. So this is The Leftover Woman. It's got 4,000 ratings and a 3.88 average rating, so I don't think this is going to make it through, just because that's a very low readership and also not a super high rating. But this sounds interesting. I don't think I'll be reading it, but it's an evocative family drama and a riveting mystery about the ferocious pull of motherhood for two very different women. Interesting. Okay, unfortunately I think that's probably going to be the last time we're talking about this one. Bright Young Women has got 19,000, so kind of on the lower scale, but 4.07 is reasonably high. Oh, this actually sounds very interesting. An extraordinary novel inspired by the real life sorority targeted by America's first celebrity serial killer in his final murderous spree. Is that Ted Bundy, I believe? Is it based on? I'm not sure, but that sounds very interesting. So I'd actually be very happy if that did make it through. That sounds right up my street. Then we've got After That Night, which is the 11th book in a series. Okay, I presume it's one of those series where you don't have to read all the books. But oh my god, imagine if I had to read 10 books. I don't think it is. Let me just like open it. The series. Yeah, these kind of just sound like, I mean, it's been going on since 2006. It sounds like one of those that is just like the detective, I guess, is the same all the way through, I would presume. After That Night, nothing was ever the same again. So 4.39 is pretty high. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but 22,000 is kind of like an average number of ratings, but I do think there are others that will pull through further, I guess. But like, I wouldn't mind reading that one as long as I don't have to read 10 others. This is The River We Remember. Ugh, 1958 is not my favorite type of mystery. I love a kind of present day one, but it says a small town is rocked by the murder of its most powerful citizen, pouring fresh fuel on old grievances in this dazzling standalone novel. Interesting. Okay, so 4.4 is definitely a very, very high rating. 17,000 is also kind of middle of the road, so we'll see. I haven't heard anyone talk about it, so not sure if it will make it through, but that's interesting that I've literally never heard of this. I've also never heard of this one. This has got a lot of ratings. Okay, 73,000 out of 4.01. That definitely could make it through potentially. Someone inside your house wants you dead, but no one believes you. Perfect for fans of Frida McFadden, and these two other people I haven't heard of. Don't Let's Say is addictive psychological thriller. Okay, interesting. That is one that I think could make it on the list, so I will try and get my hands on it. Interesting. I've never heard of it. This is a very interesting little list. So yeah, I'm super excited to start reading for this video. Luckily, I don't have to read that whole Mr. Mercedes series before Holly, which is fabulous. I have never heard better news. Absolutely buzzing. So I've not got to read any prep books either. Also the Benjamin Stevenson book that I thought I might have to read, I don't have to read that, so literally no prep, which is fab. So I will jump into this reading vlog probably a little bit nearer at the time the top 10 are announced. This is very positive, very pleased about this. Guys, okay, it's a few days later. I'm trying to scope out what I want to start reading before the top 10 is announced, because there's no way I can read all of the top 10 that I haven't read it in the short amount of time that they are announced. Oh my god, guys, I went to the library to pick up a couple books to see if they had anything that was on the list. I have All the Sinners Bleed, which I really hope does make it on there because I've heard really good things, and then one that I'm scared is going to make it on there is Homecoming, because it's kind of more historical fiction, and I think that people that read historical fiction that don't read mystery thriller will see it on there. It'll be the only one they've read and they really enjoyed it, so they voted for it, and then that will get more votes. Look at this book. Like, what? The size of the book, I really hope it doesn't make it through, because I cannot. It's like over 600 pages long, and I don't love historical fiction, so that is scary. So we're going to put that one down and hope for the best that I don't have to read that. And I think none of this is true. I definitely think is getting through, and that's my winning prediction, so I don't want to read that one until the end. So I think I'm going to try and get to the only one left before the award starts, but one that I've actually started today because I think it might make it through. It's one of the few that's like solidly mystery rather than thriller, and that is Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. I really hope this one does get through because I've started to listen to it via audiobook. I have access to it. It's on Everand, which used to be Scribd. I don't know why they changed their name, but that's what I'm listening to it on. I've been listening to it this morning and I am now 32% of the way through, and this is officially the first book we're reading for this video. Crazy. I have read Jessie Sutanto's Dial A for Aunties book, and I really didn't like it at all. I think I gave it a 2 stars. I just found it so like annoying, and I didn't gel with the comedy at all. I just think that was the issue. It's like a funny book, but it wasn't my sense of humor. But this one I love. I think it's hilarious. I love the characters so far. I think it's so fun and interesting as a mystery, and I'm finding it really funny. Like, it's definitely very comedic, and for some reason it's working here when it didn't work before. So this has definitely exceeded my expectations. I was thinking it would be about a 2-3, but at the moment it's sitting like around a 4 for me. Like, I'm having such a fun time with it and really enjoying it. So yeah, 32% of the way through, which is super fun. And yeah, just listen to it via audiobook, and I definitely like the narrator and everything. We're basically following Vera Wong, who's got a tea shop, and she's like an old lady, and when a man dies in her tea shop and the police aren't really getting involved, she decides that she's just gonna solve the mystery. And it's so funny, it's so cute and very heartwarming so far, and I'm loving it. So yeah, I will probably catch up with you when I'm a bit further through, but just wanted to let you know that's what we're starting with, and I'm excited. Okie doke, so it's a little while later. I only just realised that I never actually gave an update for Vera Wong. I just finished it off and then went straight into my reaction to the top 10, which you guys will see in a second. But I did just want to chat through my thoughts on it with you guys because I ended up really enjoying it. Like I said before, I did have really low expectations for this just because I didn't really gel with the writing of Dial A for Aunties in the first place, and for some reason this one just hit really different. I really do feel like it was a different writing style, so perhaps like if you enjoyed one you won't necessarily enjoy the other, but this worked out well for me in that I didn't enjoy one and I did enjoy the other. But yeah, I really liked the characters in this. I feel like it was really quite fleshed out, a lot of the characters, even like the side characters aside from Vera. I really liked everyone. I actually found the mystery quite interesting, but for me, I do think characters is one of the most important parts of a book. Like, I can deal with like a no plot just vibes if I like the characters, but if I'm not interested in the characters, I struggle to become interested in the book, which is what I've realised. So I really enjoyed all the characters in here, more than I kind of really cared about the mystery. Like, I'd really be interested to see a second book, but then again, you might kind of find the issue of like a repetitivity. But yeah, I really liked the characters. I really liked Vera as a protagonist. I especially liked the sections that had her narration that were from like her point of view. I really thought she was hilarious, and yeah, really great. I really enjoyed it. So that one's definitely a very high recommendation from me. I'm next going to jump into Good Bad Girl because I also have that via audiobook. I'm not fully able to dedicate all my time to reading for this video right now, so I'm just jumping in with some audiobooks whilst I finish up reading for other videos first. So yeah, I will see you then. Good morning everybody. Excuse the hair, the face, the mess. Like, it's one of those days. I'm trying to finish 3 books today. Like, it's a big day for me. I do not have time to be being presentable on camera. So I am now halfway through Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney. I'm listening to it via audiobook because I have it on my library app, and like, I could not care less about what is going on. We're basically following a few different women. The kind of like sub line of the book is 3 suspects, 2 murders, 1 victim, and to be honest, I just like, I don't feel attached to any of the characters. I don't even care about the murder. I feel like the way the story's been told, I don't know, it feels more like kind of like a women's journey mystery type of thing. Like, I just have absolutely no interest in any of the characters that we're following, and it's kind of one of those stories where you know that each of the characters are going to intersect in each other in a different ways and stuff like that. Like, I just do not care. Like, I care so little about the characters. And with Alice Feeney books, like, I feel like they're very much similar to Freida McFadden in just like they're easy reads. I don't expect too much from them. But like, I will say, I do prefer Alice Feeney to Freida McFadden most of the time. Like, Rock, Paper, Scissors, I really enjoyed. The twists in there, I was like gagged about. Like, I thought they were actually pretty good. I read His and Hers, which I personally found very average, and this one so far is personally my least favourite Alice Feeney that I have read so far. So I'm halfway through that. I just found out that the finalists have been announced, so the top 10 has been announced today on the 28th of November. I've read 1.5 books, and hopefully the 3 that I've already read will be in there. So we're not doing too well. I've still got another book to read for another video before I can properly focus on this, but that's fine, we will ignore that. And yeah, basically what I'm hoping for, I mean, I'm hoping that Vera Wong and Good Bad Girl are in there. If not, I've just, you know, done all of this for nothing. I'm really hoping that Homecoming isn't in there just because it's so long. And yeah, anything else, like, I mean, I'd like All the Sinners Bleed to be in there just because I have it from the library. None of This Is True is going to be in there. Only One Left's going to be in there. I have some questions for you. I don't have high hopes for it, but I do have it, so I wouldn't mind that. So yeah, I'm basically just going to open up Goodreads now. Okay, so gonna vote in the award finals, and we need to find mystery thriller. Okay, I can see 2. That is a good sign so far. Okay. This was not expected. No! Oh my god. I've just seen Homecoming. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I'm like, whoa. Okay, this is a lot to take. I'm so dramatic. This is a lot to take in. Firstly, Homecoming. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Homecoming's fine. It will be fine. I have it. I can listen to part of it via audiobook on Spotify. It will be okay. All the Sinners Bleed, I am excited for. I'm glad that's made it. I do have it from the library. I think it's there. I am excited to read it. I've heard good things. I've heard it's kind of like horror-y, thrillery, so I'm excited about that one. Bright Young Women, I am absolutely shocked and so happy that this has made it in. I really didn't expect it to make it in, but it was one of the ones that was actually the most interesting to me, so I'm super happy about this. I wish this had come out and I could have ordered it in the Black Friday deals on Waterstones, but that's fine. I'm so excited to read this, so that's gonna be super fun. I do need to get my hands on that ASAP though, because I did not go about trying to get a hold of that because I did not think I'd have it, but I think I might buy that physically because I'm super excited for it. The Last Devil to Die, Slay, of course he's here. I do think I'm gonna vote for him in the main, like, final winner, but I'm gonna try and read all the books before. So okay, 2, well, 1 big surprise, 1 kind of expected sad surprise, and 2 ones I'm happy about there. So next row, okay, this all is as I predicted. The only one left, yes, I thought this was going to be here. All the Dangerous Things I've already read. Slay. That was really cringe. None of This Is True, also predicted, and Housemaid's Secret, also predicted, like in my top 10. This is fine, I've read all of those. What is next? Okay, I have some questions for you. I also have. That's okay, that's fine. What Lies in the Woods didn't make it. That surprised me a little bit. Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. Yay. Okay, slay. Good Bad Girl's not there. Good Bad Girl isn't there. Okay. I've just read it for nothing. That's fine. I've just wasted my time, but no big deal. That's fine. I mean, I wasn't enjoying it anyway. Thing is though, I'm 50% through. I feel like I should finish it because my whole foot on the library expires in like 4 days. Oh, I don't know. That's an issue for another time. Okay, this is a weird list to me. This is not fully what I predicted. So wait, let me see. What was the first round? Am I able to see what the first round was? Okay, so what was on there last time? They've all made it through. That's fine. I kind of expected that to not make it through. So yeah, Good Bad Girl didn't make it through. That's surprising to me. What Lies in the Woods didn't make it through. Also surprising. Happiness Falls. Not surprised about that. I cannot believe those 2 didn't make it. Oh, Don't Let Her Stay. I was kind of hoping that one would make it. That sounded interesting. The Villa, yeah, that's fine. I'm so annoyed Homecoming's there. Not even mystery thriller. And then I went through clearly. Oh, The Maid's Diary didn't make it. That surprised me as well. I was going to start reading that. I was between that and Good Bad Girl to start reading as my audiobook, and I clearly was very wrong in that. Oh my god, that is surprising. So yeah, okay. That kind of makes sense. Not overly surprising, but like, I'm a little bit thrown off by that. I need to get my hands on Bright Young Woman. That's the only one here that I don't have, so I need to go about that. I've got 6 left to read. That's actually not too bad. That's pretty doable. So, I mean, I'm gonna ditch this freaking audiobook that I've started, and oh, what am I gonna jump into? I might jump into Homecoming next, I'm not sure, via audiobook, because that might just be the way for me to go. So yeah, let me get my hands on Bright Young Woman, and I will catch up with you. I probably think it will be Homecoming next, just because all the other ones I have physically, so we will see. Okay, so I thought now would be a fun time to just jump in and chat to you about the books I've read so far. I've read 3 books from this list earlier in the year. We have The Last Devil to Die, All the Dangerous Things, and The Housemaid's Secret. So let's go from worst to best. Firstly, we have The Housemaid's Secret. So I read this in one of my finishing series vlogs. I will link it in the description so you can check it out. And I ended up giving this a 2.5. I really did not enjoy it too much. I gave the initial Housemaid book a 4 stars. I did quite like it. But this one I just felt like was a bit of a copy and paste. I just had no interest in the characters. I had no interest in the storyline, where it was going. And I just found it really boring up until maybe like the 2/3 mark. And then it started to get a little bit interesting. I also found it very predictable in most cases. And yeah, I just didn't really have any interest in it, to be honest. Again, like always, Freedom McFadden books are a quick read, so I didn't have an issue in that respect, but yeah, I just didn't really enjoy it. Secondly, we have All the Dangerous Things. So unfortunately I did not vlog this one. This one I did read as part of a book club. I just listened to the audiobook for this. I had quite low expectations because I really did not enjoy Flicker in the Dark all that much. I had quite high expectations for that one, so I think that's why I liked it less. But overall I did enjoy it. I ended up giving this a 3.75. I can't remember too much about it. I'm pretty sure I listened to it in the space of about one day when I was doing like a big clear out of my room, and I listened to it via audiobook, and I always feel like I don't quite remember books as well if I've listened to them rather than read them. But yeah, I did enjoy this. I remember thinking the twist was really quite interesting and I liked the way it was done. So the housemaid, sorry I forgot to mention, is basically following a housemaid. Weird things are going on and you can't trust the people she's working for, etc, etc. That's kind of the plot of both books. And then All the Dangerous Things is about a woman who has her child go missing, and she's basically trying to figure out who has taken the baby, pretty much. And that I really enjoyed. I did find that twist quite good, and overall I was pretty intrigued by it, but it was nothing memorable to me. And then moving on to The Last Devil to Die. Obviously very memorable for me. This was potentially one of my favourite books of the year. I read this in my Readathon's Control I Read for a Week video, again linked below. I adored this book. I cried my eyes out. I think it's a masterpiece. I adore the Thursday Murder Club books anyway. This is the best in the series and one of my best books of the year. I fell in love with it. It is such a beautiful book. I feel like it was so sad I was crying my eyes out, and then a page later or a chapter later I was laughing. I love these characters so much. I feel like Richard Osman's done a great job at kind of like making you so connected to these characters over the course of the books. I care so much for them. I can't wait for the next book in a couple of years time, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. The storyline was fun as always, but there were also some really heartfelt moments which I also really enjoyed. So yeah, overall this was a 5-star for me. Top 5, top 2 books of the year. I really loved it. So that is just giving you some context. We've got some really kind of like mixed results, very top, bottom and midfield. I will jump into more interesting things of me actually reading books now. Hey guys, it is currently Thursday the 30th of November and I'm behind schedule. I'm behind schedule. I was meant to finish a whole book yesterday. I didn't even start it. I got a third of the way through another book, but yeah, behind schedule. So it's fine. We're gonna have to read multiple books in multiple days now rather than having about one a day type of thing, and it's fine. And I'm still trying to film other videos at the same time. Like I don't even know what I'm trying to do, how I'm gonna do it. Like I'm literally at uni as well. Like I don't know how I'm gonna manage everything that I've got planned, but it's fine. So didn't make much progress yesterday, but I am now a third of the way through Homecoming, which is like 198 I believe is the page I'm on now, which, oh no, just 190, which is like half the length of a normal book, but not this one. I'm not gonna say anything, but I think massive no reason. Basically, I was thinking about what I was going to tell you like in summary, and I realised we've got this far through and I literally am about to tell you what's on the blurb in terms of what's happened so far, because nothing further has happened. It's a lot of what I personally think is pointless in terms of mystery plot, pointless kind of like details. It works in like a historical lit fic type of thing, but not for a mystery. I feel like mysteries and thrillers need to be more compact. This is most definitely not either of these, but it's fine. That's an issue for another day. Definitely should have been in the historical category. Actually no, it probably shouldn't have even been in the historical category. It probably should have just been in the literary category. So I thought this was historical fiction. It's not really, at least so far. So far we're basically following Jess, who is fun to read someone with the same name, but you know, that's about the only bit that's gripping me so far. Jess has flown home to Sydney because her grandma is ill, and she's recently discovered some things about her grandma's brother. So her, I don't know what that relation, great uncle? Maybe, I'm not too sure. Anyway, his family were like killed like all together, and the baby went missing, I believe, and we have a few flashbacks to the person that discovered like the bodies and stuff like that, and she has just found out that this has happened, and that's about where we are at so far, 200 pages into the book. So yeah, I'm not enjoying it, to be honest. It's feeling so overwritten in terms of just descriptions and stuff. It's not my thing. It is definitely in the wrong category. That's about it. That's all I have to say on it. I'm hoping to finish this by tomorrow. Mainly listen to the audiobook. I'll probably start another book, maybe like The Only One Left, to keep my interest peaked. I'm just trying to power through. So yeah, that is my update. Okay, I am 70% through Homecoming. Nothing has happened. When I tell you nothing has happened, we've not got any further. We're just kind of rehashing the same things. I really don't think we're learning enough about the mystery for it to be called a mystery book. If you're going to hand me this and say mystery, you're lying to my face. You are lying. This is fiction. This is general fiction with a little bit of a past timeline. It's barely even historical because half the time we're in like 2018. I don't understand how you've said this much and said nothing at all. We're still working through the blurb. Like, we're still working through, like, we haven't learned much, if anything, really more. You know what happened in the past, barely anything more. Like, one event more has happened in the current timeline. It's not going where I want it to go, but like, at the same time, it's very easy to listen to. Like, I'm enjoying listening to it. I'm not having to like be bored by it. I'm not tuning out that much. So yeah, it's like neither here nor there. I'll finish it today. I'm very behind, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We'll finish that and maybe another book today. Who knows? It was fine. There is no limit to what I can do, and I can do this. It's fine. Guys, it's done. I finished it. I ran out of Spotify credit because the audiobook's 17 hours and you only get 15 hours a month, and I didn't want to pay for more, so I just finished it off physically. And I'm kind of conflicted. Like, I kind of liked it. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's too long and not much happens, but I kind of feel like at least that last 100 pages I was really eager to read, and like I was quite eager to pick up the audiobook. Like, it was never gripping, but it was never like a chore. I really don't know. I think I might give it a 3.5. Maybe. I'm debating between a 3.25 and a 3.5, so if I say another one later on, just know I've changed my mind. But I think for now I might give it a 3.5. That's kind of good, but like, if this is the type of book you're interested in. So genre wise, I would not call it a mystery thriller. Obviously it doesn't have to be both, but I wouldn't really call it a mystery. I would call this generational family fiction book with a mystery subplot and some historical aspects, because I think although there's multiple timelines, the main plot is 2018, and then you get a couple of flashbacks to about 30 years before, 20-30 years before, and then some more kind of like through a book, like a book within a book, you get flashbacks to the original murders. I did enjoy it, and I think towards the end finding out like the details of the whodunit, I guess, kind of almost, and like everything that kind of added together was very interesting. I was kind of thinking it was going to go one way and I was going to be like, oh my god, that is insane, and then it didn't quite go all that way. I was hoping it would go a little bit further, but then it's not like one of those books, so I shouldn't have expected to. But yeah, too long. The writing was good, and so yeah, I think a 3.5, which is crazy. So that puts it above The Housemaid's Secret. Obviously that's not difficult, but yeah, below Vera Wong and All the Dangerous Things. Not the worst, not the best, but overall I liked it more than I expected to, so that's always a plus. So yeah, I'm glad this one's done because it was a chonker. I think I'll pick up The Only One Left next because I'm quite excited for that, and I think that'll be a much quicker, fast-paced read. Good morning, guys. It is so cold in my house. For some reason my radiator like just does not heat up this uni room. It's freezing, and I live like in an attic room, so like all the wind hits it. It's so cold, so excuse the casualness of this update. You saw I finished Homecoming yesterday, and I have now read some of The Only One Left 2 by Riley Sager. I am, oh no, I'm accidentally highlighting things on my Kindle. No, go away. No, stop it, delete. I am on page 164, which is 43% of the way through, and I am enjoying it so far. We are basically following Kit, who is a caregiver for like old people, and she's gone to the house of Lenora Hope, whose whole family died in like a massacre when she was like 17, and she's like 70 now. She's suspected of doing it. She was like the only one there, the only one left. Obviously we know that that might not be the case, and like she was never charged with it, but now she's starting to like type out her story. The house might be haunted, that type of vibe. I'm enjoying it so far. It's not super gripping, but it is easy to read, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not struggling to pick it up, but it's also not like, oh my god, I can't put it down. But I'm enjoying it. I am behind schedule. I have 2 days to read 4.5 books. I may have to pull an all-nighter on Sunday, I can't lie, I may have to stay up, because I really do want to get these finished so I can like vote in the actual like thing, even though I know I'm gonna vote for Last Devil to Die. but you know, whatever. I'm going to try and sit down now and finish this, and then maybe pick up. I have some questions for you. Okie dokie. So earlier on today, I ended up finishing The Only One Left, and I really enjoyed it. I decided to give this one a 4-star. I thought it was really strong. It was a really, really good thriller. I have so far enjoyed everything that I've read from Riley Sager. I mean, this is my second book from him, but I've enjoyed both of them, so definitely really enjoyed it. Yeah, this means it is technically the 3rd best of the nominees in my personal opinion. Just to recap the ranking, it goes Last Devil to Die, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers, The Only One Left, All the Dangerous Things, Homecoming, and then The Housemaid's Secret. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. The twists in this, mouth open, Kindle down, like looking around the room, because nobody was here obviously, but like I feel like I have to share the experience with no one. But yeah, I was genuinely like gobsmacked. It's the first twist in here is one of my favourite twists, and every time it gets me, and every time I'm like shocked to my core. So good, I loved it. And there were a few more twists afterwards, like it was very turny, very twisty, and yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. Wasn't quite a 5-star. I feel like the first half, it didn't feel very thrilling or very gripping, like I wasn't sucked in too much. I mean, I read it in pretty much 2 or 3 sittings. I read it very quickly and in the space of like 24 hours or so, so that wasn't an issue for me. But yeah, I had a super fun time with it. I really enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't check in more. I was kind of sucked into it, to be honest. So I mean, like, yeah, it was very good. I'm happy to give it a 4-star, and yeah, I'm happy with it sitting 3rd. It's kind of the middle book so far, and to have a 4-star be the like average middle book, I think it's pretty good, because that shows that we're having good luck so far, and hopefully that luck will continue with our next book. I have decided, oh, I was sitting in the background, it was meant to be a surprise, but you've seen this the whole time. Anyway, it's gonna be I almost said Promising Young Woman, one of my favourite movies ever. Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. I believe this is about a serial killer in a sorority house type of thing. I'm not too sure. Reminded me a lot of Ted Bundy. Maybe, I don't know if that's what it's inspired by. Firstly, a moment for the cover. Perhaps my favourite cover of the year, maybe. It's stunning. I'm obsessed with the cover. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. It's one of the shorter ones, 370 pages. So I mean, kind of the normal length of a book, maybe slightly longer than the average book. For some reason, all these books are super long. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm going to pick this up and hope to get halfway through it tonight. Or I just don't, I mean, ideally I need to finish it tonight, to be honest. I still have this, I have some questions for you, All the Sinners Bleed, and None of This Is True to read in about, what is it, 36 hours? God, that's gonna be so difficult. I've only just clocked how difficult this is gonna be. The fact that I also have like uni work to do. Okay, well, I'm going to start reading it. For some reason I thought I had a little bit more time than that. Hopefully it's a quick read. How big is the text? Normal size. Okay, anyway, I'm going to read this now. I will see you when I'm maybe a 1/3 of the way through this. Pray for me that it's gripping and really good, and I love it and I can't put it down. Sorry if I'm sounding a little bit funny. I do have my retainer in, and I definitely should have done this before, but whatever. I am about to go to sleep. I wanted to talk to you guys about Bright Young Woman. I am obsessed, or maybe a bit easy on the S's there. I'm obsessed. I love this so much. It's made me emotional. It's made me like tear up. I am in love with it. This is like potential 5-star, potential favourite of the year, and I'm this far through the book. I love it. I'm on page 90. I don't want it to end. I don't want to rush it, but at the same time I want to consume it all right now. I'm going to go to bed because it's like 1 in the morning, and I do have to read 3 books tomorrow. 4 if we include this. Anyway, yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Basically following a sorority where serial killers broken in and killed 4 of them, or killed 2 and injured 2, and it's basically based off of Ted Bundy, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be kind of like a feminist perspective on it, which I love. Kind of a bit more critiquing of true crime, which I love. And yeah, I'm just so into it so far, so excited for it. And yeah, I did not think this might happen, but the way we're going so far, this might compete with The Last Devil to Die. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah, this is insane. I'm obsessed with it. I'm really excited about continuing this on tomorrow, so I will catch up with you then, and I won't have a lisp. Guys, I'm so near the end of Bright Young Woman. I've just shut it and didn't put a bookmark in. Lovely. This far through it, that's where I am up to. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with it. Like 5-star, like I know for a fact it's gonna be 5-star, up there with my favourite books of the year. Right now it's probably vying for 2nd or 3rd favourite book of the year. I'm obsessed with it. It jumps around timelines. What we've read from the future, or like the latest timeline, you know that something bad happens to one of these characters, and like every time we get her chapter it just gets closer and closer, and I'm like, I just don't want to read it. I have teared up so many times reading this book. Like, some of the things it says, some of these lines, I really want to read it again and like underline and just, oh. Firstly, I just want to point out, I hate men. And just this book has so much to say about women and like the strength of women. I think it's amazing how so many people can rise above the horrific things that have happened to them and still be so caring and so loving and form these bonds with people. And I just think it's beautiful. It's just gonna be so sad, I know, and I don't even know if we're gonna fully find out. Like, I don't even know. I'm like going through it, but this is an exceptional book. Like, please, if you take anything from this video, this is the one that I recommend the most. I haven't read a couple of them yet, but like, this is the one that I'm like, please, please, please read. I don't know if it beats The Last Devil to Die, like just in terms of personal favorites, but like objectively, I think this is the best book I've read so far, just like from an objective, not me attached to the Thursday Murder Club standpoint, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna finish it now. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm literally on page 319 and there's only like 370 pages. Okay, wish me luck. Oh my god, it's so sad. Sad as well, because obviously like it's based almost directly on the true story and it's just so common, and I'm now crying. I've not even finished the book. Oh, I actually love it so much. It's such a good book. I just finished. I don't know what to vote for. I'm actually so conflicted. That might be my favourite book of the year. I'm so conflicted. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna have to read the others. God, I really hope none of them are also like this good. I'll be even more conflicted and it's gonna be like the middle of the night and I'm gonna be voting and I'm not gonna be understanding what I'm voting for. Oh my goodness, I'm so conflicted now. That was just incredible. That was an incredible book. That was so good. I can't wait to reread it again. Incredible. Okie doke, so I am now about 30% of the way through I Have Some Questions For You by Rebecca Mackay, and the audiobook is narrated by Julia Whalen, and I was like, that's my girl. I have read Thank You For Listening, like she's one of my faves, so I was very happy to hear that. And yeah, basically in this one we are following, what is our main character's name? We are following Bodhi, who went to this kind of like elite like boarding school where one of the girls was murdered and the black swim coach was put in jail for it, and now she's back at the school teaching again and she's kind of doing a podcast course, and basically on the course one of the students is investigating the murder and they basically think he's been wrongly convicted pretty much. So it's actually ringing a lot of bells to the It Girl for me, just because of the academic setting, the person going back, the person's evidence being kind of what put that person away, etc, etc. So I am enjoying it so far. I'm definitely intrigued to see where it's going to go. I am definitely enjoying it more than I thought. I think if I didn't have the audiobook I probably wouldn't be enjoying it too much. I signed up for a free trial of Audible just to be able to get this audiobook. I'm enjoying it at the moment. I don't think it's like anything monumental, but overall it's a fun time and I'm not struggling to get through it. And yeah, it's probably, I mean, to be fair, it's probably sitting around a 4 at the moment, to be honest. I'm interested to see the reveal. The whole book is kind of told as if she's telling the story to someone who is potentially a suspect at this point, so I'm interested to see whether it is that person or if it is someone else. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I am enjoying it so far and I will catch up with you when I'm probably 2/3 of the way through, maybe, or if anything super dramatic happens. Hey, I am now on page 369 of I Have Some Questions For You. I'm reading the majority of this via audiobook and I am really enjoying it, to be honest. It's definitely exceeding my expectations. I heard some really bad things about this. I don't know whether people were thinking it was like going to be like super thrilling. It's definitely not that. It's more like literary mystery type of thing. So yeah, I'm enjoying where it's going. I think definitely the audiobook is helping it. I don't know how much I'd be into it if I was just reading it, but I think at the moment it's sitting like maybe around a 4-star for me. Actually, I don't like it quite as much as The Only One Left, but I like it more than All the Dangerous Things, so maybe a 3.75. actually, I'm not too sure, but overall it's good. Like, I'm having a good time with it. So yeah, I'm feeling positive. I definitely think I'm gonna sit down and finish it now. I've got 45 minutes left of the audiobook in the speed that I'm listening it to. I guess I'll catch up with you when I finish this one. Okay, so I finished I Have Some Questions For You. She is there and I did enjoy it a lot. I decided on a 3.75 for the rating because I was just thinking about it and I do think my enjoyment was a little bit less than The Only One Left. I just thought, you like, the twist in The Only One Left was so good, I can't lie. But I did really enjoy it, so I definitely would recommend it. I think I've heard a lot of like mixed / bad things about it, so I definitely think I might be in the minority there, but I had a good time with it. I liked the message. I feel like we're definitely getting a lot more kind of like I don't want to say more feminist, but more just like critical true crime type of books this year, kind of like critical of law enforcement and kind of like systematic oppression and like biases and things like that, and seeing more from like women's perspectives. There were some really good paragraphs and chapters in there that kind of talked about real life cases and stuff, and about, you know, violence against women and stuff, and how it's so unfortunately normalized. And yeah, it was just really interesting, and I did really enjoy it. So 3.75, but like a very high 3.75. I think it's just below The Only One Left and definitely above All the Dangerous Things. Is that what it's called? All the Dangerous Things? Anyway, above that. So yeah, pretty good little slot. And next, I believe I will be picking up All the Sinners Bleed. It's getting late. I may have to pull an all-nighter. Okay, as you can tell, it's much... Oh, that's not a look that I want to be doing on myself. It's a bit later, it's 2 in the morning, and what I've decided to do is I am about 100 pages into None of This Is True, and also about 100 pages, actually a bit over, into All the Sinners Bleed, because I've been listening to this via audiobook. To be honest, I can't hack it. I can't hack staying up. I'm so sleepy already. I've already had an energy drink and it's literally not worked. So what I think I'm going to do is vote now, because I personally don't think either of these are going to be my number one, and then finish these both tomorrow, which I can do like during the day after the vote closes, because the vote closes at 8 in the morning. So I will just talk about None of This Is True. I'll give like actual synopsis and stuff, but like for this, it feels like it's very much a normal thriller. Nothing against it, but things like Bright Young Women and The Thursday Murder Club, they both have very emotional aspects to them that I felt very connected to. I adored the characters, and it just had like a depth that, in no discredit to this, it's not intending to be, that's not the type of book it is, but this just doesn't have. And same with All the Sinners Bleed. I don't think I'm going to like that one as much as this one anyway. This one is probably my best shot to dethrone either of them, and I really just don't think it will. All the Sinners Bleed I am enjoying so far, but it has two things that I don't love. One, a male main character, and two, kind of like a detective main character. So that's not something I normally rate super highly or enjoy quite as much, so I don't think it's going to be a 5-star. And this one could be a 5-star. I mean, I don't know, I'm going to read it more tomorrow. I am enjoying it so far, and the text is huge on the page, which is something that I really appreciate. Like, it's absolutely massive, so that's always a plus. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I just don't think it's going to be a full 5-star. So I do want to be able to vote, because that's the whole point of this. Guys, I'm going to go a bit rogue. Okay, I've been debating between voting for Bright Young Women or voting for The Last Devil to Die. I feel like personally The Last Devil to Die is going to get a lot more votes than Bright Young Women, and I do think The Last Devil to Die has potential to win. I think overall I personally felt more connected to the characters in The Last Devil to Die. Like, I love them, I adored it. But also, like, I think objectively Bright Young Woman is a book that I'd recommend more widely, and I absolutely adored. So now, even sitting here now, I don't know what to vote for, because I think Last Devil to Die could win. I think it's either Last Devil to Die or None of This Is True that's winning, but I kind of want to vote for Bright Young Women. It's difficult because I don't think it's going to get the votes to win, but I do want to like show support for it, so I might do that. But I did love Thursday Murder Club as well. I know it's not that deep and I'm overthinking it massively, but I think I'm okay. Well, guys, this is actually so difficult to me. I feel like I'm going to vote for Bright Young Women because I feel like it's the underdog, and I feel like Thursday Murder Club will get a lot of votes anyway, so I'm voting for Bright Young Women because it's such a slay. It was so good. So yeah, that is my Goodreads vote for Bright Young Women. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But I am rooting for Richard Osman to win, because I don't think Bright Young Women will win, but I do want to show support, so that is what I'm doing. I will see you guys tomorrow when I will finish both the other books. Good morning, hello, welcome back. It is obviously the next morning. Guys, I'm deeping it way too much. My like vote for the thing, I'll talk about it more when I do my wrap up, but like I have been taking this way too seriously. I'm pretty happy with voting for Bright Young Women, but now I am much further into None of This Is True. I'm currently on page 178, so pretty much nearly halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. This is basically following Alex and Josie, who are birthday twins. They were born on the same day. Alex hosts a podcast and she wants to kind of change up what she's doing, and then Josie pitches to her like, I'm about to change my life, I feel like you really want to document it on your podcast, I feel like it would be fun. And Alex is like, yeah, sure, but like Josie's a bit weird, and like there's some people hiding some things, and like we keep referencing these 2 murders that are going to / have happened, and I'm like, okay, interesting. Yeah, so I'm definitely very intrigued to see where it's going to go. I mean, I'm pretty much bang on halfway through, maybe a little bit less, but we've got like really big text on the page, so it's not taking me too long to read at all. Definitely will finish this one today, like without a doubt, and hopefully All the Sinners Bleed as well. But yeah, I am enjoying it so far. As I said last night, it's not going to top either of my top two just because there's not the emotional aspect there and like the connection to the characters, but it is still potential to, like, you know, be a 5-star. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. I'm enjoying it plenty, and I've heard that the twist in here is really good, so I'm excited to get to that part. And that's pretty much where we are at. I'm listening to All the Sinners Bleed via audiobook, kind of like at the same time when I'm like doing other bits, but I won't talk to you about that now. I'll talk to you about that when I'm giving updates to that book. So yeah, only 2 left, and yeah, I think it's gone pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with myself. Going to finish this one off now. I'll probably catch up with you a little bit closer to the end, but I'm going to hopefully get a decent chunk through it right now. Okay, I'm a good chunk through. None of this is true. I've not got much left, only about like 30-40 pages. I have not been gagged at any twists so far, and if it doesn't shock me, I'm going to be very disappointed. Like, everyone said it's super shocking. I mean, to be fair, there's time left, but at the moment I'm like, like very meh, to be honest. So we will see. Okay, I have finished None of This Is True, and I give it 3 stars. I did not enjoy the ending of this. I can really see why people do enjoy it, but for me, it felt very predictable, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like I had like, oh, like this is a theory that I had in my head from the start, etc, etc. But like, the way it's pitched, it kind of gives away a large amount of the plot, if that makes sense. I get that there's meant to be ambiguity in the ending maybe, but that didn't kind of resolve anything for me, and I think all of the stuff, you know, just wasn't thrillery. I was never thrilled, and overall I was just disappointed, to be honest. I'll probably have better thoughts like when I wrap everything up eventually, but yeah, this one was just quite disappointing for me. I thought this was going to be a favourite. This is what I predicted will win. It might win, but this is the worst book in my opinion besides The Housemaid's Secret, and I really didn't like The Housemaid's Secret. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3 stars, which is a little bit shocking, but yeah, now I just have All the Sinners Bleed left, so it's not too bad. Good morning. It has been a little while since I last saw you. I've been pretty much waiting with All the Sinners Bleed to check in at a point where I felt like the plot was picking up, or I had like some more stuff to say, and I am now this much through the book. I am about 80-something% through on Goodreads, and I'm so upset to say I'm really not enjoying it very much. I just feel like I'm not invested in the characters, and I'm not that interested in the story. We're basically following a detective in a small town, kind of like a head of a police, as there's been a bunch of murders, serial killings, and like horrible things done to a bunch of black children within the community, and they're only kind of just finding out about it, because obviously there's been like a lack of reporting and a lack of actual investigating done by previous police departments. And the sheriff is like the first black detective in the town, I believe. So the race aspects are definitely kind of what's keeping interest. I feel like if that wasn't in there, I'd be incredibly bored. But unfortunately, I'm just not interested in the mystery very much. It doesn't feel all that unique, and I think what I have now realised is that I don't like following the police in this type of book. It's just not what I enjoy. I can't think of a time where I've enjoyed following policemen, policewomen, anything like that. So unfortunately, I'm just a little bit disappointed by this, and I mean, I'm going to get into this later, but I'm so sad that the one that I've kind of enjoyed the least I've actually read in this video is one of the only ones that's actually not by a white author, because this year the diversity's been absolutely horrendous. I will discuss this, but yeah, I'm really sad to say that I'm not enjoying it all too much. This was probably like a 4-star-ish prediction for me. I feel like I just went in maybe with the wrong impressions. I thought this was going to be kind of maybe a little bit more horror-esque as well, kind of had some of those horror elements. I thought there was a supernatural element in this, just from like the way people were talking about it, but I think that's just because there's like a strong presence of the church, and so they're kind of talking about like the devilish activities of obviously the serial killer. It's not actually any supernatural activity, obviously it's just horrific people. So yeah, where I'm at now, I believe they're quite near finding out who it is. I mean, I presume they would be because they're so near the end of the book, but yeah, I'm just not that attached to it, and it's taken me a while. Like, the results come out today, so it's taken me a good couple of days to listen to this audiobook, which really it shouldn't have done. This is like the longest a book's taken me in a long while. So yeah, I'm just really sad because I really wanted to enjoy it. So I'm really sorry to come at you guys with like a poor update, but yeah, that's kind of where I am at going into uni. It's so early, it's barely even light outside, but I've got a presentation this morning, and on the bus I'm probably going to finish off the audiobook because I only think I have like 45 minutes remaining, so I definitely think I should easily be able to finish that off there and back. And yeah, then we can come react to the results and have a chat about all my thoughts, rank everything, etc, etc. So yeah, a bit of a sad update for me because I'm just not enjoying it as much as I expected to, but yeah, that's about where we are at. So yeah, I will catch up with you guys later on when I'm finished. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. I hope I don't run out of space on my memory card because I only got one here at uni, but I finished All the Sinners Bleed, and to be fair, feelings stayed the same. I think I'm going to give this a 2.75. I will mention, obviously I gave The Housemaid's Secret a 2.5. This is a significantly better book. This is like a good book. It's just not what I personally enjoy in the literature that I read. I really just don't like following policemen and policewomen and that type of investigation. I just don't find it interesting. I don't enjoy it. And I also do prefer female main characters just in general. But yeah, I'm really disappointed that the one that I've read in this video that is like the only non-white author, one of two non-white authors, which is atrocious, whatever, isn't one that I'm recommending, unfortunately. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. So I am now going to just quickly run through and recap my order and my personal opinions on all the books. We're going to talk about why I voted for what I did, and then we are going to check the results because they have been out now for like 5 or 6 hours and I've been religiously avoiding any spoilers. So yeah, I'm super excited. So my least favourite, I'll put in, you know, you can see a little graphic here. My least favourite was The Housemaid's Secret. You guys know I just didn't enjoy this. I thought it was kind of a rip-off of the first one, and I don't think that Freida McFadden is a very good author. Sorry, I just don't think she is. I think that her and Alice Feeney kind of have very addictive books. Like, I don't dislike reading them, but like I never have high expectations. And I feel like I did enjoy The Housemaid at the time. I think I'd read less thrillers as well, but yeah, I just didn't love that much. Then we have All the Sinners Bleed, which I'm so sad to be giving 2.5, 2.75. But yeah, the issue for this is it's not my type of book. I don't like crime books, I don't like police books. It's not an issue with the story. If you enjoy that, I would recommend it in that capacity. Then we have my biggest disappointment from the video, and it's none of this is true. I was so surprised to be giving this a 3 stars. I thought this was 5-star potential. This was a 5-star prediction. This is still probably my prediction to win it. I do think this has the widest scope. It's between this one, I'm spoiling what I'm meant to be talking about in 5 minutes time. It's between this and The Last Devil to Die, I think, and I think this might take it, although I would argue that it's not deserved because I didn't like this. Actually, I enjoyed the podcast element. I enjoyed how big the text was on the page, and yeah, I kind of went into it with just higher expectations. I also feel like the way that it's pitched kind of ruins some of the plot twists, and I didn't enjoy the ambiguous ending because I feel like it's quite obvious that it's not actually ambiguous, if that makes any sense. So yeah, not a fan of that one, unfortunately. Then we have, I would say, a decent surprise, which is Homecoming. I did not expect to actually enjoy it. Overall, I have positive feelings towards this book. I don't think I would have enjoyed it if I didn't have the audiobook because that really did help me. It's a long book. It doesn't need to be so long. I'd say the first 3/4, 2/3 could have been cut like significantly because we don't really start to learn anything. I was never really interested in the mystery of this. I was more so just interested in the general story. It was like a fine fiction book in my opinion. I wouldn't class it as mystery thriller, and I wouldn't give it a high rating as a mystery thriller. I would give it like this rating as a literary fiction, which I think is fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I don't think it fits in this category. Then we have All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. Again, I read this a while ago, so I don't have tons of thoughts, but I thought it was fine. I preferred it to The Flicker in the Dark. I enjoyed the twist. Yeah, not too many thoughts on that one. Then we have I Have Some Questions for You, which was actually another surprise. I was really expecting to not like this. I think because I had such low expectations because a lot of people didn't enjoy this. This is also more of a literary thriller, the way that I think Bright Young Women is as well. This does remind me a lot of The It Girl, actually, by Ruth Ware. I preferred this to The It Girl. I thought it was better. I really enjoyed the mystery. I enjoyed the way that it was laid out, and I also enjoyed the audiobook. So yeah, this was actually a very pleasant surprise to give a 3.75. Yeah, I had a very good time with that actually, and yeah, I did enjoy it. It's not thrilling. I'd say a literary mystery is probably the correct definition for it. Then we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Again, this was a classic. It kind of was a 5-star prediction, but I'm happy to give it a 4-star. This had one of my favourite twists in thrillers. I really enjoyed it. This was a classic thriller, kind of some potential paranormal aspects too, and I thought it was really good. Really enjoyed the twist. I just thought that I wasn't quite as gripped as other thrillers that I've rated higher have been, if that makes sense. Then we have Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. This was a huge success. Again, I wasn't expecting to like this because I didn't like the author's previous books, but I thought this was so cute. Such a fun mystery. Reminded me a bit of like Thursday Murder Club-esque. I feel like Vera as a character was so fun to read about, and her perspective was hilarious. And yeah, I think the audiobook was great for this as well. I wouldn't have minded reading it physically. Like, it wasn't one that I kind of think I would have struggled to get through. Had a great time with it. Really would recommend that one. That was a 4.5. And then I have a tie for my favourite. So I know I voted for Bright Young Women. I think the reason I voted for this did help that it was like recency bias. I had read The Last Devil to Die Nero when it came out. I think overall that this one is an excellent book, and really it is up there tied with The Last Devil to Die for my favourite book of the year, which I think is exceptional. This was not on my radar until the Choice Awards, so I'm so excited that I picked it up. I'm so glad I picked it up. This is incredible. I love it. I will also argue it's more literary than I think mystery. There's no mystery really, like you know who the culprit is, like the main character is very convinced who it is, like there's no like big twist or anything. It's more focusing on the women's stories, which I really enjoyed. I really like books like this. It was a great critique on true crime and kind of the idealization of serial killers, which is just repulsive, but really interesting. I did enjoy this one a lot, as you can tell. 5 stars, made me cry. I voted for this one because firstly I think for this, like I really want to see it not in 10th place. I think it has potential to be there because it has a lower readership than a lot of the other books, and I don't think the author has the name recognition that some of these others do. I really wanted to give it a chance to bump it. I know 1 vote isn't a big deal. I really wanted to give it a chance to bump it up, and I do think Last Devil to Die has potential to win. I think overall, winning the mystery thriller category, maybe I should have voted for The Last Devil to Die because it is more classic mystery. Sorry if you can hear rain on my skylight, but I did absolutely adore this one. And yeah, I think between this and Last Devil to Die for my favourite book of the year, which is an exceptional feat. I don't know whether this should be in this category, but then I don't know whether it would fit into literary, just general fiction. But yeah, absolutely adored this one. So this was probably the highlight of the video for me. I was like lying awake after I voted thinking, oh my god, wait, maybe I shouldn't have voted for that in this category. It's not really a mystery, blah blah. And then I'm like, girl, like people vote in this without having read any of the books. People vote for the title, for the cover, for the author. Like it's fine, it's not that deep. So yeah, I'm happy with my vote, and I do think Last Devil to Die perhaps is a book that I prefer, but I feel like that's because I have just such a strong connection to the characters already. Like I've spent 3 books with them previously. So they were both tied. I love them both, as you guys know. So that is my ranking. I'm really excited to see how my ranking aligns with everyone else's. So out of the books that I have physically, this is where we are at, with The Last Devil to Die technically on top, the Vera Wong, and then the only one left would be here. All the Dangerous Things would be here, and The Housemaid's Secret would be here. So I think overall the caliber this year has been really high. I'd say I enjoyed everything bar 2 books, which is really exceptional. I'm really happy with all these books, and I think my average rating is probably about a 4, maybe like a 3.75, which is excellent. I'm so pleased about. I will say the diversity in here is horrific. We do have a good split of like men and women authors, but I believe S.A. Cosby and then Jessie Sutanto are the only 2 non-white authors, which is horrendous. I know this is kind of an issue within the mystery thriller genre. I'm not sure what the demographic split is like for the nominees. I presume probably still bad, but yeah, I really think there needs to be so much more diversity, and I think I'm going to try next year to read a little bit more diversely as well, just to kind of be able to recommend more books that I think publishing is kind of ignoring a bit. But I am super duper excited to see the results, so I'm going to react now. I'm nervous. I think it will be between None of This Is True and The Last Devil to Die. If I had to predict, I think it's going to be None of This Is True, Last Devil to Die, only one left, and then maybe The Housemaid's Secret, to be honest, could be the next one. And then I think towards the bottom might be All the Sinners Bleed, I Have Some Questions for You, and Bright Young Women, unfortunately. And I think that's where the results are going to shake out. If you guys haven't seen the results yet, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to see what everyone else had predicted versus like what the results ended up being. So I'm just going to screen record my screen starting from now, and I'm pretty sure I'll see it as soon as I click on here. So what's it going to be? Mystery Step. No. Absolutely not. Oh no. Really? That's really surprised me and really disappointed me. I cannot believe Housemaid's Secret is up there. What's next then? Oh my god, that is... Oh, okay, I feel like I'm... Let's start at the top. 86,000 votes for The Housemaid's Secret. I cannot believe that did so well. I hated it. Anyway, I really think Freida McFadden's done so well on BookTok, so that would make sense. None of This Is True, yes, that's expected. I'm surprised that The Only One Left did better than The Last Devil to Die. I'm not sure how well The Witch Osmond did last year, but that surprised me a little bit there. Why does it say my choice is this one? That is not what I voted for the end. What? I don't know. Anyway, it's saying that that's my choice. Maybe that's because of what I voted for in the first round. I don't know. You guys told me to vote for Bright Young Women. Then we have Vera Wong. Fun. Bright Young Women, I'm glad, is up there. I was expecting it to do a little bit worse, so I'm really pleased about that. All the Dangerous Things, Homecoming, S.A. Cosby, I Have Some Questions for You. Cool. That kind of makes sense. I'm really pleased about that. That's done really well, Bright Young Women. Not happy with The Housemaid's Secret. It won by 13,000 votes. That's ridiculous. And there seemed to be quite a big gap. None of these are like super close together. So yeah, and then breaking down the rest of the split, What Lies in the Woods, The River We Remember got a lot of votes, and I have never heard of that. And then yeah, this isn't surprising. I'm surprised Alice Feeney got so few votes, but I guess the kind of booktop girlies that would have voted for her maybe were voting for Frida McFadden. Wow, that surprised me. I'm horrendously disappointed by that winner. I thought it was really poor book, to be honest. So what won in the other categories? Quickly, I'm predicting Yellowface. Yep, that's not surprising. Fair enough, I voted for Yellowface as well. Historical fiction, Wayward. Fair enough. Mystery thriller, ugh, don't even want to look at. Romance, Emily Henry surely has won. Yeah, not surprising. Oh, by a landslide. Oh my goodness, by 50,000, over 50,000 votes, 60,000 votes. That's incredible. Well done to her. Ali Hayes Wood in a strong second. Romancy Fourth Wing is surely up here. Yes, that's not surprising. Then fantasy, Hellbent. Oh, that's fun. I'm glad Hellbent won. Sci-fi, In the Lives of Puppets. Okay, cool. I do have that one to read before the end of the year. Excited about that. Horror, How to Sell a Haunted House. Oh, Stephen King. Of course. But How to Sell a Haunted House second. That's fun. This is quite split. And then these two are so close. Wow. There was only a couple of votes between them. Young adult, I think Divine Rivals will probably be on here. Yep, not surprised. And then A Curse for True Love. Wow, Divine Rivals also won by a landslide. Goodness me. Young adult fiction, I'm thinking maybe Check and Mate. Yes, oh my god, I'm doing so well with my predictions, besides the one category that I've read everything from. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Oh, that's reasonably close though, only in the top 3, I guess. Then we have debut. What was on here? I don't remember what was on here. What were the options? Oh, Wayward. Oh, I've heard bad things about that. And then the other categories, I'm not even gonna look at, because I'm not that interested. I do want to see 2022, how the votes split, because I know Richard Osman got, yeah, Richard Osman got, okay, it got about 10,000 more votes, but yeah, there was so much more voting this year than last year, because the winner had 78,000, and then this year, yeah, 86,000. Okay, well, overall, what a disappointment for that winner. I cannot believe that. That is my worst book, and that has won. Okay, anyway, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. This was so much fun for me. I have been excited about this video all year. I have another Goodreads video coming before the end of the year. Wish me luck for that. So if you do enjoy these types of videos, do let me know. I'm also going to be reading the romance in the new year. All of the nominees, besides a couple that I'm excluding for personal preference, but I'll probably be reading at least 10 in that video. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like down below. This is my Roman Empire. This is like my highlight of the year. So I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to watch one of my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!